Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to US 4567. So I did an activation from this exact spot yesterday from inside the pavilion, but the GoPro decided it only wanted to record half of the activation. So needless to say, I apologize if you worked me yesterday, but you're not going to see the video because I'm not going to just post half of the activation. So I'm actually on a different camera now. Yesterday I went out and bought the camera we're on now. I'm not in the pavilion this morning because it is reserved. So I was going to set up at this picnic table, but there's not a lot of room here to set up an antenna. I mean, I've done it before, but it's hard to get the radials out so that I get an acceptable SWR. So I'm set up at my little table and chair down here. Like I said, I'm on this is a Insta360 Ace Pro that I bought. So far, I like it. I apologize if I keep coughing. I've been really sick lately. I'm getting over something, so let's take a look at the setup. So, man, the sun is going to just absolutely ruin me. I wish I could sit in the shade. I probably could have set up over here, but I've got to be within 100 feet of the river, right? So maybe that shade right there, I might have just been able to, but then as the sun comes up, I'm going to lose that shade anyway. So we're using the same antenna we've been using recently. So we've got our Sporty 40 and our 213-inch whip. I've got my little jumper in there so I can go to 20 if I want, with the stock Wolf River Coils radials and the Faraday cloth. So come back over to the table here. So we're running the 891 today. We're on 7.0625. I've been listening for a while and haven't heard anybody. I'm running the Bengali Expedition today. So I want to make this one fairly quick so that I don't bake to death because it is hot in the sun. So let me get the camera set up here. We'll see how good a job this camera does. So far, I've been pretty pleased with it. All right. It looks like everything's in frame. I forgot my watch too, which is frustrating. I took it off to wash my hands this morning and didn't put it back on. So I got to use my phone for time, which I hate doing because it's hard to see in the sun. I'm gonna put this on Do Not Disturb, I think. Well, I want to hit the RBN first, then I'll put it on Do Not Disturb. But I'm gonna be able to see the time on the phone. And it's hard to see the time on the phone in the sun, so. Oh well. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to kick the table. I apologize. All right, I think we got a clear frequency. Let's go ahead and call CQ. Let me get the RBN up and ready to go here. Let's see. All right. We should be ready to go. Oh, that's a little tippy. Oops. This camera actually has a screen that flips up. I apologize if my fingers get in the way. I am going to flip the screen up so that I can see, whoops, sorry. I'm going to flip the screen up so I can see what I'm doing here. There we go. That looks all right. Sorry about my face in the camera. Man, I hit the RBN. The RBN spots look pretty good too. Yeah, you probably won't see that because of the sun, but I'm getting out pretty good. Well, let's see what happens. letter there. G. Yep. He's actually a 5'8". Dave. He's actually at 5'5". Yeah, he's up to 5'8" now. Adam. ISW. AT. I heard an L in there. I feel like I heard a 2 in there. What? N4NTO. Eric. Notice how easy he was to pull out. He faded. Yep. Train. It's gonna be loud. Okay, I got a K8 and then I got train. Gotcha. Sorry, it's so hard to pull you out, but I've got a freight train right behind me. Just Z's. That was a C. What is going on here? KJ. Let's go ahead and hop over to 20. It's still a little early, but let's see how 20 looked ridiculous earlier. I was getting into New Zealand. All right, so all I'm gonna do, I can bring you with me and I'll show you how easy this is. Let me flip this camera so I can see it. So this is how easy it is to switch from 40 over to 20. All we got to do is I've got this little jumper with power poles in it, and we just plug this guy together. Boom, we're on 20 meters now because we short across the coil. So now let's come back over here, switch the radio to 20 meters, see what our SWR looks like. It should be pretty good. I shouldn't even need to check it. So let you guys set back up. Camera back in position. I'm going to flip my screen back up so I can see it. That's one of the things that's one of the things I like about this camera is I can actually see the screen. It's got a flip up screen so I can see what I'm doing, which is cool. Okay, so like I said, we shouldn't even need to check SWR. It should be pretty much bang on. We switch bands. Oh yeah, like 1.2 to 1, beautiful. All right, looks like we're good. Let's see if we got a clear frequency. Let me switch to 20 meters. Oh, man, there's a lot of noise this morning. Well, that's noisy. 20 meters. I do believe we have a clear frequency. Pop open the RBN real quick so I can watch and see when I hit my spots here. All right, here we go. Yesterday, 20 meters was pretty good this time of day. We'll see what it looks like right now. It's a little early. It's only 6 a.m. on the West Coast. See if we can get early risers. We're in Europe. Just waiting to hit the RBN. I've got the phone on Do Not Disturb, so I won't see my ham alert. heard a V. Actually, he just came up to about a 5.5. Manitoba. Eric. Bugs. Is that Aaron? Yep. What is that, park to park? I don't know if he's out or not. Screwed up my own call sign. Hold on. Gotcha. All right, we'll call CQ one or two more times, and then I'm gonna wrap this up. I'd like to keep going, but the sun is killing me here. Like I said, when I got here, it was a little foggy, and the sun wasn't quite up over the trees yet, but it's pretty brutal. And I'm wearing a black t-shirt because I'm an idiot, so. Well, we'll call CQ a few more times and see what happens. Yeah. RBN spots. RBN hits are pretty good. What's the signal noise ratios look like? They're pretty good too. 20's in good shape right now. Problem is most of the people that can hear me are probably still asleep. We'll call CQ a few times, see what happens. Oh yeah, Aaron's at a park for sure. I just took my phone off of Do Not Disturb, and I got a whole bunch of ham alerts for Aaron, so that was a park to park probably. All right, one more CQ and then I think we'll wrap things up. 20 yesterday was nuts. It's too bad that video got destroyed because that was a good activation. Okay, let's go ahead and call QRT. Okay, so that was a pretty good run. So we got, let's take a look at the log here. Flip my screen back around so I can see what I'm doing. That's the one weird part, is it's hard because when you've got the screen flipped towards you and you want to turn the camera away from you, you've got to flip it back over again. So we had a pretty good run there. So that's the first part. So that's the top portion's all 40, and then here's where we switch to 20. All right, so all in all, that was a pretty successful activation. Wasn't quite as crazy as yesterday, but I'll take it. You know, I use this antenna a lot because it works. It's easy to deploy. It's fairly easy to take back down again. I don't have to put stuff in the trees. And like I said, here, I mean, I could put an antenna up in this tree if I really wanted to, or probably even in one of these. But I'm not sure how the park people would feel about it. This isn't a state park. This is a town park. And I'm not sure how they would feel about that. It's weird because I'm at a town park, but I'm also at a national trail, right? Because like I said, if I'm within 100 feet of this river, you're at you're at US 4567. So it's kind of weird because this is not a POTA park, but it technically is as long as you're 100 feet from the river. So yeah, 891 got the job done again today as usual. I do have some radios that I've got to get out and use. I just got one on loan the other day. I haven't really played with it much. It's a weird radio, but we'll get that out maybe next weekend and see what that's like. But yeah, like I said, all in all, successful activation. 891 works great. That Bengali key is fantastic. I like using that better when I'm at a picnic table, and that was my intention today. It's kind of hard to lean over the little table here and use it, but I mean, it's not horrendous. So, you know, you can obviously do it, but you know, I prefer to hold one in my hand when I'm sitting at this little table so I don't have to hunch over the whole time, but that's okay. So at any rate, yeah, like I said, another successful one in the books. I might hunt a little bit before I pack things up, but I figured nobody would show up at that pavilion and use it while I was here, even though it's reserved. But you know, I didn't want to set my stuff up in there and then have the people who reserved it show up and kick me out. So I just figured I'd set up over here. So, all right, everybody, man, I'm tripping over my tongue this morning. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. As always, I really do appreciate it. And until next time, 7-3.